understanding of the times that we live in. Hunting and gathering first-hand information, challenging definitions of sin. I travel the world looking for lovers of the ultimate beauty, but never Celine. I am a wanderlust king.
Welcome everybody to Angels with Scaly Wings. Spade is on his way out the door.
Bye.
He says bye. Not sure if he's telling me his sexuality or if he is just saying that he is leaving the premises.
I'm saying that I'm leaving the premises, and I'm pretty sure they can hear me, you senseless twat.
Last time, we fucked a dragon. This time, there's really no way to go up from there, so it's obviously going to get worse. In the end, I decided to spend all day relaxing. Blah 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 blah. Duty. Chapter 5. I've never did I have I don't think I had this one on here before. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the wakened world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. Who shall I bring? I'm bringing Anna. That must be her. Hey Furea, looks like you're ready to go. I didn't think you'd want to go to a community event like this one. Anything can be fun with the right company. With that argument, we could just stay here. I haven't seen the fireworks in years with all the crazy shit that's happening to me recently. Maybe they'll be a reminder of my better days. Better days? You don't usually talk about yourself like that. It's because I don't give a damn anymore. Who cares if you know that about me? Who cares if the entire town knows? I certainly don't. These days, I'm just trying to make the most of whatever is left. Alright, let's go then. I get the feeling that she's gonna fucking die. After a few minutes of walking, we arrive at a rather empty looking area at the edge of town. So much for the whole town being out to watch the fireworks. Yeah, I'm not going to those places. I'm kind of a celebrity, you know. Really? For better or for worse, people know about me. Of course they would, given my intellectual status. Or maybe they just don't want to be... Or maybe they just don't want to be seen. Or maybe you just don't want to be seen with me. No, that's not it. Actually, that could be quite fun. It would only be another reason for people to be jealous of me. Oh, I think it's starting. We waited quietly in the stillness of the night as the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing through the land. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public an event this was, blah blah blah, Reza was gonna make his move. Yep, we already went through this before. Anna, I think we need to go now. Really? The fireworks just started. I know where Reza is, we need to stop him. Speak for yourself, this isn't my responsibility. This is much bigger than you. Are you gonna help me or not? Alright, just for you, what do you want me to do? Fight him? I'm not sure if that would be such a good idea. I want to try talking to him first. If you can buy us some time, maybe I can go get some help. That would be perfect. We'll be at the portal. Let's go. I arrived at the portal a few minutes later. Couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and didn't appear to be used recently. But it meant Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around, thinking if he could be or if it was worth waiting for him here when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. There was a suitcase leaning against the portal. When I opened it and checked its contents, I was surprised to find a few eggs inside. I had no doubt that this was Reza's doing. Apparently he broke into the hatchery again, stashing the eggs here, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Given that he hadn't left yet, he clearly still had unfinished business in the area. The underground building, the administrator had told me about the prowess of the generators within. Probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, try stealing them for a place he knew would even be more deserted than the rest of the village by now. He also didn't have to go far from the portal, all things considered. It was the only option that made sense to me. Skip all the shit. Maybe I can. And it's just gonna be this. Yep. Maverick was fast at pouncing Reza before he had a chance to aim at any of us. He was knocked to the ground and Maverick embedded his teeth into the body before him. Reza was screaming. He aimed at Maverick's head and frantically pulled the trigger twice. Jaws dislodged and Reza aimed his gun in my direction. Suddenly Anna jumped in front of me as the deafening bangs of several more shots rang out through the hallway. While I was unharmed, Anna was hit multiple times, fell to the ground. While I watched Reza's hand dive into his pocket for more ammo, Anna's harsh breathing filled my ears. Quickly, I dove behind the generator's box for cover and saw Anna opening her muzzle, spraying some liquid in Reza's direction. Reza looked at her in bewilderment before he suddenly burst into flames! He started flailing his arms around wildly, trying to put out the fire, but the flames didn't stop. He tried to get up, but failed as he fell once more and squirmed around the floor, shrieking in agony. A short time later, his body slumped, and his cries stopped as he lay on the ground, motionless. I watched for a while as the flames continued burning the now lifeless body. I went over to Anna only to realize she was covered in blood from her bullet wound. She was breathing heavily, but still alive. This looks bad. I have to do something to stop the bleeding. Don't bother. Based on where he got me, I'll be gone soon. Don't say that! I've done autopsies before. I know how this goes. No one can help me now. You jumped in front of me, Anna. Why? Why did you do it? I only had a few months to live. If I was lucky, that is. Anything past that wouldn't be a life worth living. Would you want to spend your last days trapped to a hospital bed, slowly wasting away until nothing is left but a mere shell? The shadow of your former self? They can prolong my life, but they can't save me. But by doing this, I could save you. So I did. I know you have it in you to achieve and succeed at what you're set out to do, even if I couldn't. Even if they'd have me rot and die in prison rather than finding a cure for myself and who knows how many others. Just make it count, Furea. Before I could answer, her head slumped. She was dead. I looked around the room. The fire had stopped, and it had become eerily quiet as I checked on the others. While I confirmed that Maverick and Reza were dead, I was glad to discover the administrator was still alive. I found a first aid kit in one of the rooms and used it to dress her wound. After a bit of rest, she was able to get up and we walked outside. What are you planning to do now? I don't know, Zumi. What do you think we should do? We have to stop the comet after all. So you remember my name. What else do you remember? I know we can stop the comet, but I also want to help humanity. I'd be just like Reza if I didn't try, you know? Just helping one world and disregarding the suffering of the other. That's why I was asking for your plan. Sending the generators now would be out of the question, since we'll need all we can in order to stop the comet. That is correct. Unfortunately, I know by the time we stop the comet, humanity will have given up on the portal and disconnected its power source, so we won't be able to help them afterwards. You remember well. The solution to this would be rather simple. We just need to let them know to wait a little longer while the dragons recover from expending all their power sources to stop the comet. We could just send them a letter. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Why is that? After what happened during some of our other attempts, I decided to delete the coordinates to humanity's portal when I repaired this one a few days ago. But the portal has has ways to locate other functional portals, right? We could reestablish the connection. Unfortunately, looking for other portals through time and space would be a significant energy expenditure that we can't afford right now. Not if we want to stop the comet. I reject this outcome. If there's no way to send help, I will go back to the day of my arrival and try again. That's why you put all those coordinates in, after all. No, it's not your call to make. These coordinates were only to be used in emergencies or if we failed. As far as I'm concerned, we did fail. Look, this world and what they have achieved under my guidance. You want to jeopardize this for a chance? Just a chance to save your city as well? It's what I came here for. Reza too, but he's dead now. So I'm the only one they have left to fight for their survival. Can't leave them now. As nice as it would be, a life here would be a life built on the suffering of others. I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I could have helped them but didn't because I took the easy way out. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't over yet. You want to save those who sent Reza and his supporters. Is this about humanity or about Anna? She sacrificed herself for you, not for you to undo it all again. It is her sacrifice that makes it possible to save this world now. Is that not enough for you? No, I'm going. If that's your final decision, you leave me no other choice. Suddenly, I saw her reaching for something in one of her pockets. When parted to reveal Reza's gun, I quickly grabbed it and pointed out of the way before Zumi pulled the trigger. In the ensuing scuffle, I managed to wrest it away from her and hit her in the face with its blunt end. She collapsed in pain and his blood started to run down her cheek where the impact had opened a gash. She squirmed on the ground. I turned to her before I took my leave. You know what? For all Reza has done, you sure didn't seem that different from him when it comes down to it. Goodbye. As I made my way to the portal to return to the day of my arrival, I thought about what had just happened and what I would do now. If anything, Izumi's actions had only strengthened my resolve to make things right. Just right. After all, I had all the time in the world to try. Whew! Still love this fucking music. You've seen Anna's bad ending. Had to figure that was going to be the bad ending. But we did get some good out of that. I ended up saving Sebastian, and I helped the old ice cream guy with his problem. Sebastian was saved though, and that makes me feel good about myself, is that I was actually able to save Sebastian, who would have died there before I'd even gotten there to confront Reza. I'll need to find how to get Anna's good ending some other time. I have no clue how that would be. But guess I'll see you guys later. Peace. Welcome, everybody, to fixing whatever the fuck went wrong with Anna's path through the game, Angels with Scaly Wings. Well, I shouldn't really be introducing this, because this is just going to immediately be after I show you the bad ending anyway. So yeah, apparently losing the card game makes her happier. So, hooray! You literally gotta throw a game in a game. So, now with that out of the way, I'm gonna see you guys at the next important piece. See you then. Okay, welcome to, well, I believe this is the time to go meet, Anna for our date, I guess. What's this? At the bottom of the door, the corner of an envelope was notably sticking out. Take it. Pulling the corner, I was now holding the envelope in my hands. Well, I gotta pass the time somehow, right? Let's see. Dear Anna, appointments for next month. Treatment plan, Dr. Valletto. Okay. So yeah, apparently you don't wait twice. You wait once and then you try to force yourself into the lab and you find that letter. That is apparently the fucking trigger for her good ending. This fucking early in the game. With no fucking high hair nor warning that it could ever possibly be there. I just don't know what to say. I'll see you guys when we get to the important stuff. Okay, so I think I've done everything right. Let's see. No, I don't want to skip ahead right now. We've already went through this. That's true. Yeah. am! I'm gonna tell her I know about her cancer. You have cancer. How do you know that? Saw your treatment plan when I was waiting for you on our date. What? How dare you look into my personal belongings? Hey, I wouldn't have if you didn't keep me waiting. So what? That doesn't give you any right to look into my stuff. It just happened, okay? Now you show your true colors, Furea. You are just as duplicitous as our government. They keep talking how they care about everyone, yet that wasn't what happened to me. It's their backwards rules and traditions that demand how I die, that now demand that I die. The same rules and traditions that would make them worship you just because some stupid old legend. You know it and use it to your advantage to arrange this one-sided trade with us. That wasn't me. It doesn't matter if it was you in particular or one of the other humans. You still work for them, don't you? You look into things you shouldn't, and Reza does whatever the heck he does nowadays. Why'd I even come here today? To have another knife driven in my back? I'm just not sure why I ever expected anything different from you. It's not like that at all. Oh really? Prove it! Where I come from, we can cure cancer. If you came with me. You can? Are you saying that if I went back with you, if you smuggled me out, that you could cure me? We have the facilities. If we had the power from the generators we asked for, we could. Are you kidding me? Because if you are, I'll... No, it's the truth. Maybe we could work something out. I'm sure humanity would not object, or maybe we could just give you the technology or the necessary method. We already have cured cancer, so there's no need for you to die. Why would you do that for me? You know, I didn't care about you. I just wanted your blood, your data, just anything that would help me save myself. And that's exactly what I'm gonna give to you. Why? No one has ever cared about me. People were always willing to use my research, but I was just a machine to churn out results for them. That's what all the awards were for. I admit that I was selfish, always. Yet I did great things. At least that's what everyone kept telling me. You know, after the whole affair back then and the suspended sentence, the rumors about me never stopped. Did they warn you about me? Did they tell you to stay away? I'm sure they have. Why are you still here? I didn't listen to them, I guess. Just like you. The council, Damien, Remy, they were always sabotaging me. If everyone just left me alone, I wouldn't even need your help. Why couldn't everyone just leave me alone? When they gave me the manager position at the facility, that was just to distract me even more, giving me free reign over the lab so I'd be tempted to do something I shouldn't. How could I not at least try? One of their also important founding principles is how every individual is important. That's clearly not the case with me, at least they never showed it was. Now I can see just how different you are. You're the only one who came to me willingly and without any ulterior motives. Or did you? You invited me. I just took that invitation. Just to use you. And you still came back for more. You let me do all those tests on you. Sure, you complained like a pro, but you sat it out for me. I owed it to you. You don't owe me anything anymore. So what? Maybe I won't have to die after all. If you can cure me, I'll give you whatever you want. I know there's politics involved, and I know it may not ever happen, but this is my last straw, my last hope. I'll do what I can. Thank you. No! I don't want to skip ahead. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you don't mind me hanging around here. My place still looks like the police raided it. Oh wait, that's exactly what happened. Do you need help cleaning up? No, I can pay someone to do it later. I just don't want to be there right now. Nice apartment you've got here, by the way. Not quite as fancy as mine, but this isn't bad either. I guess the council treats you nicely, huh? Hey, it wasn't my decision. You're such a VIP, aren't you? I can't be that important if your apartment is nicer than this. Besides, after your rhetoric about being wild and all that when we were on our date, I assumed you would be more the type of person who'd just live in a hole in the ground. That's not what I said. I told you I can appreciate all kinds of different experiences. I could survive in the wild if I wanted to, though. You want to know what I did on my last vacation? I just started walking in a random direction, spent a week in the wilderness before I came back. That must have been an adventure. I wouldn't be able to do that without tools. I could give you some tips if you'd like. Not sure if I'll ever need them, but I guess they would come in handy. Actually, there's one tip that should take care of everything. Let's hear it then. Just be a dragon, then you got everything you need and don't have to rely on tools and other stupid stuff. Yeah, that's super helpful. How do you think I'm supposed to do that? Not my problem. Actually, can you tell me about your advances in genetic engineering? Maybe you can make it happen. My personal ones? I was speaking more of your society as a whole, but if you have personal experience, that could also be interesting. We could do so much if we wanted to, cloning, genetic scrambling, or hybrids of our various different species. Heck, we could even create new species if we wanted to, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Tampering with genetics is not allowed. Why? Our enlightened society does not see any value in it. Besides, you know about our creation myth, right? About the one about a human creating you? Yeah, that one. It's the only one we have. Anyway, we're not to tamper with the perfect images after which we're created. And what would those be? The belief is that each species was modeled for particular tasks or a particular role in our society. Really? Some of them aren't even wrong. It suggests certain species should go into certain jobs because of their naturally higher aptitude in those fields. Can you give me an example? Well, let's just say, while everyone can join the police force, you'll never be the flyer on duty unless you belong to a species that can fly. That much is a given. I was talking about if there's any sort of discrimination, for example. You could say so. The structures can be pretty rigid in places, especially where the council is concerned. They really like to employ members of the various species in their traditional roles. Ironically enough, the perpetual nuisance you know as Remy was a revolutionary case where that didn't happen. Blah blah blah, stuff we've already heard before. I share your view, actually. There aren't nearly enough people like that around here. You do seem like to like talking about this kind of stuff, though. I'm not an ambassador for nothing, you know. You're an ambassador so you can discuss the nature of truth with different cultures. You know, if you ask the wrong kind of person, these kind of discussions could turn very ugly. I'm certainly here to learn about what you're thinking and how your society works on a deeper level. Of course I wouldn't just walk up to someone in the street and start talking. Maybe you should be talking with someone in social studies then, not me. Not necessarily. Even if someone like that gave me their opinion, it's still important to hear the people's voices themselves. Okay, anything else you wanted to know? How much do you really like me? It's not the kind of question I was expecting. Ramen is good at this time of day. Yeah, it's 4:05 p.m. and I finally am getting food into my system. The things I struggle with for you guys! You called me when things went down, and you say you don't really know anyone else? So what? Is it that hard to admit that you like someone? You know me a little by now. You know what I'm like. Whatever you're looking for, you know I'm not that kind of material. Not even as a friend? You want to use emotionally laden words to describe our relationship? We've met a few times and that does it for you? This isn't about me. Before anything happens to either of us, I just want to know. You want me to tell you how I feel about you? Even if something happened between us, you know it's not made to last. You will go back to your own world and I'll probably spend the next few years in prison. You wouldn't like the commitment anyway, would you? True, I wouldn't let something like that hold me back. People don't like me and I don't like people. That's how it's always been. Right now, though, I'd have to say that you're probably the person I hate the least. That's something, I guess. I also can't deny that you have a certain exotic quality about you, too. Now you're talking. But enough about me. If you've put up with me for this long, it can't all just be your own unselfish kindness, can it? I don't hate you, too. I guess we feel the same way, then. You know, this might be our last opportunity to do something. Why not make it worth it? If you say so. Is that a yes? Yes. What are you doing? Well, we have to take these off, don't we? Not like that, you'll ruin them. I'll do it. Alright, so fussy. Another day. Free day. Yay me. Okay, so all the necessary steps were done. I believe so. Now we just gotta see where this goes. Bring in Anna. Okay. The jaws dislodged. Reza aimed his gun in my direction. Out of nowhere, Anna tackled me, shoving us both out of the way just before Reza unloaded the weapon in our direction. Both of us were seemingly unharmed, and by the time Reza was reloading his gun, Anna was already up again, running towards him. Just as he raised his arm to aim at her, she jumped and collided with him, causing him to miss his target wildly. She was on top of him now, raising a hind leg before slitting his throat with one of the large claws at the end of it. Immediately he slumped. Blood gushed from his wound as he helplessly squirmed on the ground, and horrible distorted noises left his severed windpipe. After a few seconds, his movement stopped and Anna returned to me. Are you alright? Yeah. We went to check on the others, but both Maverick and the administrator were dead. In the weeks that followed, the dragons prepared for the comet. I, on the other hand, spent more time with Anna as she opened up about her condition. When the time came, the dragons executed their plan and utilizing the underground building's generators, so the comet was ultimately diverted and never hit Earth. Even after they recovered and power was restored to the portal, I knew I wouldn't be able to return to my own time, as the administrator, Zumi, had deleted the coordinates I needed to return home when she repaired the portal a while ago. While she had her own reasons for doing this, it meant that now my only options were to stay here, or use the portal and coordinates she had entered to travel back in time and return to the day of my arrival in this world. However, I wasn't very concerned about this at the moment, as I spent my time in this world accompanying Anna on her journey. For her help in stopping Reza, she was awarded the highest honor the council could bestow on her, citing her bravery and exceptional service to the community. As a result, the case against her was dropped and she was cleared of all charges. In months that followed, I was with her during her cancer treatments and could only watch as her condition worsened by the day. By this point, she was living in a hospice and had become thin and weak as her disease had eroded her both physically and mentally. What did the doctor say? Who cares what the doctor says? I know he sugarcoats everything. It's not going to be long now, or else I wouldn't even be here. I'm not sure if there's any sensible way to ask this, but we're talking about less than a week. Besides, I'm the one who's dying here, not you. No reason for you to be so upset. She looked away from me as I saw tears welling up in her eyes. And to think that in your world you already had a cure for cancer. How pointlessly tragic. And yet here I am, being what I never wanted to become. But at least I'm not alone. A few days later, she passed away quietly in her sleep. The council held a funeral in her honor, which I didn't attend. Now that I had been with Anna until the end, I had a decision to make. I could either stay here, accept this outcome and all of its consequences, or, by using the portal and Zumi's coordinates, travel back in time and return to the day of my arrival in this world. This way, I could get the chance to try again. No doubt it would be a risk to relive this roller coaster of emotions. After all, I would have to go through all the events and their dangers again. Maybe it would be worth it. I'm gonna need some time. I'm gonna need to recover from this. That hit way too close to home. My grandmother was killed with cancer. In the last year or so that she had gotten to live, I could do nothing but just slowly watch her fade away. I'll see you guys in the next episode.